you focus on. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Lady K Chat podcast. You are here with your favorite host, Lady K, and I would like to welcome you back to the podcast. For those who are tuning in for the very first time, I am the one that does not hold her tongue back. I speak the truth with fire, but I do it with love. And today, I'm continuing the Women in Leadership series. We discuss the support of a business. Really, the core of the business is the admin part. A lot of people overlook this, who you hire, your team, the structure of it, the flow of your systems, all of that matters. But today I want to go a little bit deeper and talk about the benefits of hiring, and also it's pretty much the benefits of hiring and outsourcing. I want to take a little bit more time to talk a little bit about that. So first I want to start off just thinking about, all the CEOs and the presidents that's out there, right? I'm pretty sure you want to get to a level in your business where you can just focus on your area of expertise. But when you are hiring someone, this gives you the ability, and the most important, the leverage, so you can scale your business. So because we are tired of doing the 10 things at multiple times, and we know we're ready to hang that flag up. But this is why you say, hey, you know what, I'm ready to hire. So again, let's talk about the benefits. One of the major benefits of hiring someone, the biggest one, OMG, is that you get your time back. Yes, did you hear me? You get your time back. Now, even though you may have to invest some time in training your new employee, it's okay, because you see the bigger picture. The bigger picture is, you're going to put some effort into training them. And then the rest, once you get to that certain point, you get to leverage your time how you want to. I think that's the biggest thing everybody should take into account of hiring someone, the benefits of it. You getting your time back. Remember, you went into business for yourself, but you do not have to do it by yourself. And then also, too, that's number two, right? The benefits of hiring someone. This increase your productivity. It increases your productivity because the person that you hire is an expert in their area. So you are allowing them to operate in their gift. And while they're operating in their gift, there also too is going to come a time where they'll be able to give feedbacks, or to give insight of how something can be increased or utilized or even modernized, because sometimes we do things from the old way because that's what we're used to and that's all we know. But when you hire this person who is this expert, they have a couple of softwares or a couple of things up their sleeve that they can implement, right? Because you hired them to do that. And then they can also bring it to your attention as they're speaking with you, because you want to make it feel the person that you hired, they're teaching you something. Yes, it's great as the CEO, the president, or even in the training aspect, HR aspect. Yes, you are training this individual how to utilize your system, how your operation work, right? Because they don't know about the flow of your company. They're just learning about your culture and things like that, right? But when they can still come in and say, hey, even though this is the flow of your organization, this is how you like things in this particular area, this is what we can do for your organization. That right there, that adds so much value, and you actually appreciate the person, by stepping in and stepping out and feeling confident within themselves too. And I think that's another thing too, part of when we're talking about outsourcing. We'll get to that in one moment, but I just want to stay real quick on the area of, you are excited because you have this new person on your team because they know what they're doing, and then they can give you hindsight and insight to how things run, right? And then we talked about, them operating in the area of expertise to increase productivity, right? So now let's talk about the third type. So The third type is just pretty much it goes a little hand in hand with the first one. It allows the skills, the necessary skills that they know that they can bring in. And also too, I want to add this too. When you are allowing someone to come into your organization and to operate in these skills and an area in their area of expertise, this also give you the desire to focus on the position you hold in your organization and what you want to do. You can say to yourself, hey, I only want to spend 4 hours a day of doing what I do, and then the rest of the time I can have to myself, because you know why? Because you have automated systems, you have your procedures documented. And I spoke about this before. If you do not have these things in order, you can still get yourself set up to hire someone. I'm going to go a little bit deeper about what type of services my organization offer and how we can help you speed up the process so you don't have to feel like you have to do everything yourself. So with our program, with our staffing solution program, when you enroll, you are specifically assigned to a dedicated project manager. This project manager will actually sit down and take the time with you and evaluate, your application, everything that you put on your application, meaning everything about, your organization, who you are, what you do, how do you serve the community, and what you want them to do. It doesn't matter what position you're hiring for in your organization. The key thing that you need to always have, like I said, the flow of your organization written somewhere or maybe in a video. And if you don't have that, definitely my team can help you in that area. They can help you, get yourself prepared, because that's what we do. We help people prepare to hire, you know. So the main thing, like I said, is that you want to focus on that you have someone helping you. You're not by yourself. You can have some things, you may not have all things, but again, we can come in, we can step in, and we can assist in those areas that's needed, right? So one of the things that we offer is that we have a membership portal. And within this portal, we have a vast of HR documents. We have templates, and we also have email templates as well for you too, because sometimes we try to figure certain things out and we're not sure how to maximize and utilize certain things. So we have that on hand for you, so you don't have to worry and stress yourself. And like I said, you will have that project manager sit with you and strategize, what you're looking for, to get more a little tighter in your organization, maybe what tools and software you may need to use. They can definitely be assistance for you. And then also too, sometimes people, as we're growing, we want to evaluate our brand. So you can evaluate our brand with our organization in our program and our staffing solution program. One of the key things that we do offer you to have a strategy session with your project manager, and even with a branding and marketing strategist. They can give you some tips on what they feel like you need to brush on in your organization, especially, when you're ready to utilize your social media manager to do a lot of things on your behalf, or, overseeing your social media platforms. So here's the beautiful thing about our program. The project manager sits down with you. They speak with you specifically about what's needed, what you need in your organization. You're pretty much telling them what you need. Your project manager is your liaison. So they are sitting with you, making sure that they can provide you tools that you may need to help you organize your systems, to help the flow of your organization, right? So though, and then also too, you're also going to sit down with them and tell them what you're looking for your social media manager to do for you. Like, what are your goals? The biggest thing I always ask everyone, right? What is your annual revenue goal that you would like to hit, right? we're going to focus on maybe one or two campaigns to help you meet that goal. Because whatever your goal is, working backwards, your social media manager is going to create converting content so it can meet the needs of your audience, so it can also meet the needs of your organization as you are growing. Because the whole name of the game is you're hiring someone because you understand you're hiring for profit. You are hiring for profit because that person in that area of expertise know what they're doing, and this is going to help bring in that revenue that you are seeking and looking for. Right. So that was one area how once you become part of the program, what is offered to you and how you can use it to the best of your advantage. Now, the third thing is right is that a lot of people are uneducated about SEO. They don't know what that is. For people who don't, that is that SEO is a search engine optimizer. And to be honest, one of the biggest tools that a lot of people use is Google, right? So you can type anything in Google. So here's the thing. When whatever your business is, if somebody typed that in on Google, we have to see, well, what page does your organization falls on? Because to be honest, the goal should be get you to page number one. Because what if you're all the way at page number two? So that means they got some tweaking and some working to do for you. So we do have an SEO expert on staff that would evaluate, assess, and make some adjustments to your CEO. I'm sorry, you heard me. I said to your CEO, to your SEO, so you can, move up in the pages of Google, so more people can know who you are and what you do, and make yourself more visible on the World Wide Web. That is the goal of these days. Everything is all about visibility. So we want to make sure that we are helping you meet your goals. In order to meet your goals, we have to make you more visible in that world. All right. So while the SEO expert is, assessing, analyzing and making corrections and updates, I'm going to go on and move forward and tell you about how to get started. How can you put yourself in this position? It does not matter if you're halfway there or you're all the way there as far as having everything in order, because we will be able to assist you. And this is the part where I said, outsourcing is amazing, because when you give us the qualities and that you're looking for in your social media manager, you hear I said the quality, what matches with you in your company culture. What do you need that person to look like? You know what I'm trying to say? Now, here's the easy part. Normally when people are hiring, we have them fill out a form, which will pretty much help us get an idea of what they're looking for. And it goes, the name of the position you're hiring for, the duties and responsibilities. You're going to tell us the specific things you want them to do. Like, for example, if you have a podcast, you might say, hey, I need my social media manager to edit my podcast. Those specific things, but we understand that they will be managing your social media platform. But if there's some things like, hey, I need them to update my funnels, and I need them to update it by plugging in my marketing campaigns and my funnels. That's an amazing thing too. So you have to indicate that's what you're looking for. And then as far as, like I said, the qualifications of, you don't have to worry about that part as far as the qualifications, because what my organization do as a staffing solution organization, anytime an applicant apply to our organization, we're going to do our due diligence to make sure that they meet the qualification to be your social media manager. They have to perform certain things to let us know they're capable. And this is why it's so important for business owners, for corporations to hire a company to do this on your behalf, because it takes a lot of time and effort, for you to create whatever position you need, then put it out there to the world, to scan these applicants, to interview these applicants, and then, test them. That's work. You can cut your time in half, right? Because that's what it's all about right now. We're talking about you having your time. You take it about your time and you focus on your area. So if you're saying, hey, this is what we need, then we can come and we can do our part. And we just want to make sure that you do yours, but you have support. That is the key thing, right? So I'm actually going to show you something because I understand sometimes people have questions because we already know that a lot of um, social media managers, the VAs are overseas. So people have concerns about safety. So I'm gonna show you something real quick. Here are the frequently asked questions people have when they are hiring, the social media managers. They're saying, well, the VAs are overseas. How do I know that they are doing the work, right? So we have a software where when the VA logs on, that they have to log into our software. And this software allow us to track their time, not only to track their time if there ever came a case where something may have happened, we have the ability to go back and pull up and and see what this person was doing while they was on the clock. So don't worry about it. We definitely have the tools to cover you to make sure that they are doing what they need to do, right? So now the second part is that how do I give my virtual assistant access to my systems and programs? Do I have to share my password? So there is no one fit all, right? So I'm going to lay down some options for you. So with the password sharing, there is an organization that's called LastPass for those who are not aware, and it is a password protection program where you can store, any system you might use. You can store the username and password there, right? When you do this, when you give that person access, you're just saying, I'm sharing I'm sharing, let's say, for example, project management, I'm sharing my Asana with my social media manager, and I'm going to give them access to it via LastPass. When you put the request in, they're going to, is an area where they can click and it's going to populate your email. It's going to populate the password without them even seeing it. Okay. So when you go that route, this is what happens. It's like they're going in as they're you, right? So a lot of people say, whoa, what you mean? Like they can go into my billing section, they'll be able to change my password. So let me give you a little bit comfort on that level. That's why I said there's no one fit answer to all. There's a couple of options that you have. So the first option that you have is with the LastPass, once that person is logged into your profile and in the profile is acting as your main one, right? In most programs and system now, you are able to use the two-step authentication. Once you turn the two-step authentication on, it's going to ask you pretty much to verify if you would like to add on your email or your text message. So anytime you are making updates on your account, and 9 times out of 10 is most of the time when you're changing your password, is going to send that authentication either one to your cell phone or either two is going to send it to your email. So you should feel a little bit comfortable because it requires for you to fill that in order to do anything. So you should feel comfortable knowing that they cannot change your username and password and kick you out if you have not noticed. When you log into a lot of programs and softwares, you see that two-step authentication setup. Number two, a lot of people are concerned about their billing. Well, will they be able to see my billing? So here's the thing, right? Once you plug in your credit card number in your account, what does it do, right? When you go to your billing section, what does it displays? It displays maybe the last four digits of your card number. That's all they see. So that just takes the fear out right now, like, oh my gosh, they're in my account, and they can see everything. Not necessarily. They can only see certain things. And again, too, it depends on what programs and softwares you're using and to what level of degree do they need to access. Like meaning that if they're a social media manager, of course, they need to get into your, and I'm just using an example, your Instagram. So they might want to do a reel on your, you're doing a reel on your behalf. So with Instagram, you need certain things so it can make sure it populate up as a reel, right? So I get that part that, you might have to utilize it to that extent. However, if you choose to use a scheduler such as Hootsuite, like say for example, you can actually allow that person to go into Hootsuite, right? Again, you can add the Hootsuite to your LastPass, right? On your behalf. They're logging in with your credentials. They don't see it. All LastPass is doing is populating your email and password, inside their screen. There's no way they can see what your password is unless you give it to them, right? So now they log in with Hootsuite and you can do it that way. You can say, hey, instead of them going directly into my Instagram, I'm going to have them log into my Hootsuite and use Hootsuite as a social media scheduler. So again, you have options. And even this, I'm going to kick it up a notch. In Hootsuite, again, it depends on what your comfort level is. Do you need that person to create content and then you have to oversee it and to get your approval because there's a way for that for you to do it too. So it's like once you're a user, you can add on additional users, and I'm just taking Hootsuite as an example. You can add additional users. Once you add those additional users, then you have the capability of adding that person and you can adjust what you need to adjust to see how much they see and how much they know. Meaning that if they do a post for you, that you could say all posts requires my okay. You could do something like that. And then you can evaluate all of them and then you say, hey, I evaluate all the posts, your post is good. And then you can just go ahead and approve them. So again, you're evaluating how much a person needs in order to do their job, right? So now the next one is you're probably saying, okay, what if I have this person and I chose them as my social media manager, but I don't like them. So here's the beautiful thing. Remember, we are a staff and solution organization. If you do not like your VA, if you feel like you're not making a connection with them, if you feel like they're just not vibing with your company culture or you're not satisfied, we have other VAs available that you can utilize as social media managers as well too. And that's it. We just take it from there. And pretty much it. It's just that simple. We're pretty much doing a lot for you because we understand people need the support and they also need to feel comfortable about what they're getting themselves into. So I completely understand and I hope, this was able to answer any questions that you may have about moving forward and sharing certain sensitive things, with your VA or your social media manager. So now I kind of want to go a little bit more deeper on what the onboarding process looks like, right? So the first thing is called Prep for My Rep session. So in this overview, we are going to do pretty much like a little overview about what the organization entails, our organization entails, how we work, how we operate. I kind of went over a little bit here. So we'll elaborate more. We'll answer any questions that you may have. Second, we're going to have you fill out an intake form. So when you sit down with your project manager, They will review and discuss everything that's on your intake form. If anything is missing, they will sit with you to fill it in, because one thing is we need all the information we need so we can make sure we support you in what you are looking for. So all questions needs to be answered. And if it's not applicable yet, we'll find a way to fill it in, because again, we want to do what's best to serve you and support you. All right. So the next thing is we're going to talk about the tasks and assignments you would like to apply to your social media manager. If you would like them to do something specific, like say, like for example, like I said, when it comes, if you have a podcast, and I'm just using this as an example, and you would like the VA to edit your videos, or you would like for them to, do all the production of it, like the editing, the cut, and the clean version, all of that, right? If you're looking for them to do that, then if there's a specific way that you do it, then I would say, hey, do you have a recording on how you do that? So they can look at how they do it, and you might break it into sections, because I can speak for myself. I do the same thing. Like there's different times of productions that you do certain things. Like, you might, the first time you might go ahead and do the raw cut of your video, right? Then the second time you might need an overlook. And the third is like the finalization of it. And then if you even have an opportunity that you would like to promote it, you might have a clip and you might need that VA to do that as well too. So it's like, what does that look like? Do you have something specific um, that you would like them to do it for? Do you want them to utilize your system, or you don't mind utilizing them? They utilize their system. It all depends. So we have to sit down and see what does that look like for you. And then as far as software, there's a lot of different tools you can, like a lot of project manager tools. You don't have to worry about the time tracking. We do that. And like I said, if you have any questions, we'll be glad to answer that for you. Your project manager is pretty much your liaison between you and your social media manager. So if you would like your project manager to elaborate what you would like the social media manager to do, they can, for example, they can go into your Asana and they can actually lay out the task so you don't have to do it. So if you would like, if you have something in particular set up, like if you have the setup as far as what the outline of the editing of your podcast look like, what the outline looks like when they perform certain content, for your social media platform. If we set up a time for your project manager to implement that into your Asana, then the project manager can go in like maybe every week or every 2 weeks and just make sure it's there until your social media manager feel comfortable on, and they know what they're doing and they're in routine. And then once they got it, they have it. So, and that's the key to the game. Once they master it, they master it. But the good thing about that too is that I urge you to take those information that you're supplying to the social media manager and convert that into a training. Because when you have new people coming on, and I have to say this, I'm gonna stop real quick. I want you to always think in your mind that, listen, as a business owner, it's this real, it's reality of it. People come in people, right? So if something that you do can be put into a training, and if you don't have a training, we can definitely support. And if you don't have a trainer, we can definitely support you in that area. We are specialists in CRM system. There is a particular CRM system that we utilize. And in the CRM system, it allows for you to create funnels, and it also allows you to create a membership site. And so if you have like a training or a course that you would like to teach your customers or prospective clients, we can build that on your behalf. That is separate from the social media manager daily task. So if you need that support, please contact us at 70-243. I think it's 9793. And we'll be gladly to set that up for you. Or you can also visit our website and you can set up a time through our website, and that's www.ladykenterprisesinc.com. Okay, so now that we got to the part of the session one, what does session two look like? And this is when, and this is two, it's not on the same day. Just to let you know. So you have the ability to interview our candidates, and you're pretty much, again, they have the skills, tools, and the knowledge, but they're pretty much you're pretty much just seeing if you vibe with that person. You feel like there's a nice connection. Because that's what it's all about. It's all about having that nice connection and that vibe with the person that you hire. And then and that they understand your culture and you feel like they'll fit perfectly within your culture. But then also sometimes too, don't X someone out because you feel like, you're not sure about them. Give them a chance. So now, once you go through this process, the ongoing support looks like weekly tips. So we'll send you a weekly email. We'll talk about team building. We'll talk about self-care. We'll talk about utilizing systems. Just give you that support. The tips that you might need moving forward. As an entrepreneur in your organization. Monthly, your project manager will sit in with you. They will ask you if you need anything updated. They will actually ask you too, how are you getting along with your social media manager? Do we feel like you need to do some correction? And then I also have to add this in too. At any given time, if you feel like your VA is not going up to your standard, within our portal, you can actually log in and submit an inquiry to us about something that you may have discovered or something that you may dislike. So if that does come up, you go into your portal, you submit it to us, and then we'll take care of it on our end. Once we finish with reviewing it, and then we just have a discussion with the VA, then we'll follow up with you about the outcome. Just like that. See how we take the pressure off of you, because honestly, we understand you don't have the time for that. So no, we want to again come and step in and support you. So as far as payroll, time tracking, we do all of that. They log into our system at the end of the week. All we do is submit the invoice to you, and on that invoice, it's showing the hours that they work. You approve it, and then you can go ahead and submit payment. And then, like I said, the time tracking, we do that. And then any other HR services will be available on that portal. So if you need to, like I said, submit disciplinary action, if you need to make a report, anything like that, it will be on that portal for you. So now we are at the end. We just had a discussion on the benefits of hiring, and outsourcing. So I hope this was very helpful to you. If you feel like you are ready to hire because you are at the place where you're ready to stop doing the 10-man show and you want to go on and move forward with yourself, definitely want a social media manager, I would say you can go onto our website at www.ladykeenterprisesinc.com, and you click on the tab that says Staffing Solution Virtual Assistance. It's going to say Get Started. All you have to do is click that button and we'll go ahead and get you started on your onboard process. So I thank you everyone for watching today. Thank you for tuning in to here at the Lady K Chat podcast. You have been nothing but a blessing. I hope this was helpful for you getting your systems in order. This is the beginning of the year, so it was important that we touch base on this because we want you to have a successful year. Continue to follow us here at the Lady K Chat podcast, where we speak about business, we speak about the personal life, especially personal development. Personal development is very important, and a lot of people don't even realize, once you continue to grow as an individual, that also flows into your business life as well too, and then that helps you strengthen who you are and strengthen your organization. So thank you guys. We are here on Instagram and YouTube and Spotify, and again, you can find us here at Lady K Chat Podcast. And then you can also visit our website at www.ladykenterprises, and K is spelled Kay, enterprisesinc.com. Have a great night, everyone.
Lady K.